Hello, welcome back. I see fruit, plum and peach. They're getting so much bigger. Hope you're well. Those of you that were expecting a video last week, apologies, I just had to bring it to a grinding halt because that roof is dragging into this week and I couldn't bear the idea of doing two more. You'll probably be pleased to hear though, this is the very last video on the roof and it is going to get completely finished. We can tick off that one big box and I hope you can join me all the way to the end so we could celebrate together. Relief of coming down off that roof, especially as it's been getting incredibly hot and getting in the shaded areas and starting the inside of the house. So thank you very much for all of your support and watching. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. It's all free, the notification bell, and if you like them, thumbs up and leave some lovely comments. Yeah, it is beautiful. It is warming up. And let's get this roof finished. Okay.
You use your finger as spacer. Yeah, perfect. we got the pitch.
It's okay. Close. Pretty good.
But if you do any process before and cut the dots,
You don't think about a lot of things because it's part of your week. Whatever you get up to, you're planning it, you're getting it. We're on to Monday, later on. I don't know what the time is, probably 6 o'clock or something. We've cut out so far 96 tiles, and I estimated roughly there was going to be about 110. But I've just counted the ones remaining, and unfortunately I made a bit of a boo-boo with a row along here, cutting them a little bit too large. They were going up the bank here, the curve, a little bit too much, so I've had to remark them, and I'll cut those tomorrow. But I've calculated now that there's still 43 tiles that still need cutting, which is boggling to me because I feel like we've cut out the majority of them. Anyway, I've had my help from Florian, and that's been fantastic for me getting this sorted out, and then tomorrow I'll take over. But Florian, thank you so much, mate.
yeah, welcome, Andy.
Done a really good job there, and really helped me out. And I must admit, whilst Florian was cutting them out, I was probably being a little bit lazy. I think I needed a little bit of a rest because I haven't stopped since the last video. But wow, this is looking fantastic. Tomorrow's another day.
I come back for a beer end of the week.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
for sure. Tuesday, early afternoon. I don't know where the morning went. I know I was in the cafe with James and Christina having a natter and a coffee, but maybe I was gearing myself up for this next stage. Having Florian here the last 2 days has been brilliant. Now, we didn't get all the tiles cut out, and we could have very easily. And if I'd done it on my own, I could have cut all the tiles out by now. But that was not the point. Having someone here and a natter and just relax a little bit has put me in a good frame of mind to get this done. This vacuum cleaner's been with me since I moved out here. It's got a great suction and this end blow on it. And it's perfect because all the leaves keep falling down. But we did also make a little bit of a mess. There was no point in cutting the tiles downstairs, going up and down those steps. That would have been a bit of a challenge. But of course we have now left a little bit of a mess. I'm going to start in that corner over there and clean and stick all the way around to there. And at that point I'll cut, clean and stick. There's only one tile that's tricky now, 43 more to cut. I can't believe how many tiles there are still to cut. But around there you can see, I'm really happy with that. There's just that one last tricky one. That take a little bit of time to fathom out. And the rest of them plain sailing. The hole down here, someone brought this up. Yeah, I haven't put the pipe in there yet. I'll worry about it when I get to it. The grouting, that's a different thing. In order for me to get it done this week though, I really need to get all these tiles stuck down by the end of tomorrow. So knuckle down, get on with it, and we can step off this roof. gone 2:30 in the afternoon on Wednesday, and we've been very fortunate just for the last couple of hours with this cloud cover. Really nice because it's warming up today, as I mentioned last week it was going to. 27 degrees-ish centigrade, and up here, of course, it's going to feel a little bit warmer, isn't it? Bouncing off of everything. And well, I just want to do a little experiment to cover a couple of comments. But before I start, yesterday I didn't quite get as far as I wanted, but I did get to there. So here's my little experiment. I had various samples, and this was one of the ones I was going to go with, and a little bit cheaper. Same temperature. There we go. So why didn't I go with a lighter color? Well, in all honesty, I've used this before, but this one was my choice. But I got this thing about darker grout on lighter tiles, and it might come from just seeing too many bathrooms with mold on them where you got a white grout or something, and it goes darker. And that's what dark colors kind of come up in my mind as when I see light tiles. So I would have gone with a lighter grout. And this stuff here falling out of the trees, as we've already witnessed, stains. So with a lighter grout, staining it, you'll be cleaning it more often, and then eventually be bleaching it and eventually scraping it up and regrouting it. So to avoid all that, I chose this tile that I've used before and darker grout. Hello gorgeouses. It's Friday morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I really wanted to get up earlier, but unfortunately I overslept a little bit and then I had to walk the dogs. I really wanted to start early because it's warming up like crazy now, and I kind of wanted to get this done yesterday, started doing it yesterday, and I had to go out and get some more grout. I've got no idea how many bags I'm going to need. I got 10 anyway, and I just have to hope that I don't need any more than that. It's very hard to judge up there because it depends on the thickness of the tiles and how much adhesive is down and the gaps and so on. But I have now got the 10. Can you see the texture in there? Just about make it out. Pretty rough surface on there, of course that makes it non-slip. It's a thick tile. I used these on the second house, the extension on the flat roof, and I really like them. I also used them downstairs in the house, worked really well. But I learnt back then, grouting isn't my favourite thing. And with smooth surfaces, it's really easy to grout because they clean off so easy. But as you just saw there on this rougher surface and with those dimples, it's really hard. So earlier on, I did actually, without videoing it, just open a bag and mix it up and see how far I could get with it. Got a little bit further than I thought I would have got, which is good. So you can see what it looks like before against what it looks like with, and it really smooths it out. I'm really liking that. I did actually start going around the edges and I held back. I think I'm going to do those last. Maybe have enough grout, I don't know. Fingers crossed on that one. Now we are in the shade, and I did that in, well, I don't know when it was, late morning or something. It was in direct sunlight and it was going off so quickly. So by the time I got to here, I then rushed back down to that end and started to sponge it, and it was going off pretty hard. And then by the time I got to here, it was a pig to clean. But I managed to get it done, and then I went over it with a bucket and mop, and it looks all right now. Saturday afternoon, I can't believe I'm still on this roof. I really can't believe it. I'm getting very tired of it now. Every day for the last 6 weeks. Now, it was a massive job up here and I got as fast as I could without trying to push myself too much and make mistakes. As we know, however long you think something's going to take, double it. And then also with the finishing, that always takes time, doesn't it? There's little finicky bits that take just as long as everything else, and the grout is no exception. I will not miss grouting or tiling. That's for sure, after I've done this, especially on such a big area. It was a big ask to do all of this, and we've been very lucky with the weather, but the temperature the last couple of days has just shot up, so there's no way I can work during the day. There's a great shadow across the roof at the moment, but it's gone 6 o'clock, so I'm going to walk the dogs and continue with this. I did only start yesterday, but last night I managed to get to there about 10:30, and this morning there was a shadow over 2 rows of tiles down there and there, and I managed to get that done before the sun poked its head up over the tree. And then wow, hands and knees, long sleeve shirt on and a hat, really uncomfortable, and there's no way you can grout in this weather. There's no way. It dries way too quickly. So I think I'm going to trade the enjoyment card in for patience and results. That's what I'm going to trade it with up here. This is the 9th bag. Got that little area to do there now. Last night on the 8th bag, I figured out a new method. I got some new sponges and cut them in half, and I now use both hands to clean as I go along. It saved me 1 hour, so 2 hours. This is a slightly smaller area, so I'm hoping I can do this in an hour and a half or so. And then I've still got that seating area, and I'm really hoping that there's a bit left over because I want to do around the edging, and I've only got 1 more bag left. And I'm having to do that in 2 layers. What's left afterwards is the holes, and then work out how I'm going to get that last little bit off of the tiles down to it, and of course the pipe over there. You know, I can't do anything during the daytime at the moment, and I don't want to start downstairs until this is all done. So I've been doing something else today and tomorrow, and it's made me really knackered. You'll see that in the next video. Oh, right. Oh, she's going off. It's not as soft and lovely to push in. Oh, I'll just make a mess. Normally on tiles I use the whole of this and do that, but I'm trying not to get it over the entire tile. It just makes it harder to clean it. I've got a bit left, so I've got a little bit left, so I'm going to run the vacuum round and just squeeze that down. Friday, 31st of May. We drilled a hole through the wall and I tried putting the pipe through from the top. When I was drilling through, it hit a rock and that kind of made it veer off at an angle. So it wouldn't fit through. I hope now that it goes through this way, because there's 3 more things I need to do before we're finished. And if this goes through smoothly-ish, then that's gonna not mean I waste the rest of the day trying to get the hole bigger. And if it does fit, then I can fix it in place. Maybe. Is that going? I think that might go. Might need a little bit of a hand. Yeah. Oh. Did that work? It's going. Oh, that's through. It's through. Good, good. Got to get it back out now so I can get it fixed in place, but at least we know it works. Job 1. This is so firmly wedged. Now I think I probably wouldn't be doing myself any favours by pulling it back out again. So I'm going to leave it. And I will be putting some adhesive on the other side of this and around here. So it's not going anywhere, look. But I need to cut that out so it's following the shape of this wall. I think I've got just the tool. Tool. Oh, bane of my life. I should just change the plugs, but I've only got a few more tools left now with the 3 pins. Oh. Oh, you know what? That's pretty good, isn't it? Right, it's gone 7 o'clock. I've walked the dogs nice and sweaty. Let's get this done. Hopefully it'll be dry for tomorrow. One thing at a time. 3 holes. This, by the way, is the same stuff I used on the roof itself, the membrane. Seemed logical to use this. Putting a tile there and there wouldn't have worked because the water would have gone down in this direction and then it only would have been able to go down in this area. This way, I get it sloped down that way, and I've got another plan for this when it's done. Oh, this is so messy, this stuff. But hopefully it'll be good. There's no rush. I've got 2 hours before it goes dark. Come on, Andy, you can do a better job than this. I've got to turn the camera off because I'm giving myself pressure. See what this looks like in a minute. Okay, you're back. I was making a real pig's ear of this. And if any of you have ever used this stuff before, you'll know exactly what I mean. It's sticky, it's horrible. And I couldn't shape it because it's like a gooey putty. And then with a sponge, I thought I'd just tap it like this. Because it was all wavy. And that, I haven't done that bit yet, but here you can see that that is actually starting to do something. Smoothing it out. I think that's turning out pretty good. So you'll rejoin me in a minute when I've done it. Saturday afternoon, 35 degrees, very warm, it's beautiful. Beach is cooling, but there is one more last job I need to do. Down here you can see all 3 holes now are looking like this, and in the end I decided to use the grout and just go over the top of it with a sponge, and I think that effect has worked really well. It kind of blends in with the tiles. Of course you're never going to look at it that close because I was right down next to it. Standing up, blends in perfectly. But there is one last thing that I need to do, and unfortunately while I was grouting I did make a little bit of a mess. Quite a lot of a mess, especially around this area. So a little bit of touching up to do and then we're done. Okay, started there, worked my way all the way around to this point. Looking very smart. This section though is looking pretty awful, isn't it? But not for long. There we go. Finished. Finally. Oh, what a relief. Now before I go up there and show you it all finished, I just wanted to just show you this tile here as a spare one. And I mentioned earlier about how it gets in all those little nooks and crannies and it's difficult to wipe, and you may not quite understand. So I thought I'd just show you with one that I'd put some of that grout on, and you can see exactly what I mean. You can actually see it in this light, but if I add water, you can see that just highlights it even more. And then that would be really horrible to clean off. I'm seeing this for the first time, fresh with you, because I cleaned the walls, took the tape off, took it all downstairs, turned the camera on and walked up. And this is the first time I'm seeing it all cleared up, and I'm just kind of, wow. It's hard to explain. Weeks and weeks and weeks doing this, and all the things behind the scenes that no one sees, and the effort and energy that goes into it. And I wasn't enjoying it so much. But seeing it now, it was definitely the right choice of tiles, the right choice of grout. I had someone come over the other day and say, you know what, it looks like these tiles could be 50 years old. They could have been up here originally, or you just put them down now. It's really hard to tell. And I think, okay, well, my opinion at the end of the day, being my house, is the only one that matters. But when someone makes a comment like that, it's like, oh, thanks. That's kind of what I wanted. And of course, it's looking clean and fresh. But I've got a nice space here for the dogs. And there was one last thing I wanted to do, but I'm going to save it till tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to save it till tomorrow because I need to put this video up, walk the dogs, and get some sleep. Yeah, I can't say anymore. It's my home. I'm going to be a wreck by the time I finish this. Thank you all so much. I will be going to the beach, and I will be buying a beer with those Buy Me a Coffees. Thank you so much. I have replied to everybody. I just need to stay out the sun for a few days and get on with the next video. Right, take care, look after yourself. What do you think, boys? Do you like it? You've got a clean space. Let's go for a walk.